This is going to sound like so much hate, and I swear it's not. Warner Brothas Podcast. Welcome back. What's poppin', everybody? I'm Kyle. I am joined by nobody. Nobody tonight. You get a solo pod. I will be reacting to what's been going on in the conference semifinals of the NBA. Much to discuss, much to react to. But first, I want to address a lot of the questions surrounding the WBP. A lot of y'all have been reaching out. A lot of y'all have been expressing concern. Why has there been a lack of output on the WBP feed? Why has there been less reaction to the NBA playoffs? Why has there been less predictions when it comes to the NBA playoffs? I would say not to worry. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. But in due time, I believe the WBP will be back to the form that you all know and love. But I appreciate the concern. We as a team at the WBP appreciate the concern. But not to worry, we will be back. And I think for the time being, maybe you will see more post-game reactions. That being said, without further ado, I mean, we've had a historic conference semifinals thus far in the NBA, with all four home teams coughing up home court advantage, allowing the road team to win all four series. Coughed up, again, Thunder coughing up game one to the Nuggets. Celtics, shockingly, coughing up game one to the Knicks at home. Excuse me, speaking of coughing up. Cavs coughing up both games 1 and 2 in a stunner tonight to the Indiana Pacers. And then, of course, the Timberwolves just barely, or as of an hour ago, I should say, losing to the Golden State Warriors, which was not without drama. Warriors lose Steph Curry very early in the game, early in the second quarter. So we will see how that plays out. And we'll start there. Bizarre game. Warriors win by 11, 99-88. Timberwolves could not shoot. Timberwolves could not score. Timberwolves made a run late against the Warriors midway through the fourth quarter. Looked like they were taking control of the game. Warriors were hanging on for their lives, honestly. They were struggling to score, which you expect without Steph Curry. It really just seemed like they were trying to, hopefully get Jimmy Butler going to the rim. And if not, just get a Buddy Hield 3 here and there and pray he could do his best Klay Thompson impersonation, right? That being said, they pulled it out. They got a couple big buckets late. They had Draymond with 5 fouls very early in the fourth quarter, I believe. Within the first 4 minutes, I believe. Kevon Looney gave them some big minutes down the stretch there, providing, size, rebounds, just some sort of resistance against the Timberwolves. Again, it looked like they were going to gain control and win that game, in my opinion. But the Warriors did just enough to stave them off. And listen, I had the Timberwolves in 7 anyway. I'm very eager next time Keenan's on here to hear why, even before this injury, he had the Warriors in 7. Kid loves the Warriors. He loves Steph Curry. I could have booked that he was going to pick the Warriors, but I really need to know why, because I think the Warriors had big problems against the Timberwolves just going into the series, right? We saw the problems that the Rockets' size gave them. We saw the problems that the Rockets' physicality gave them. Well, hey, the Timberwolves are even more physical, or even more imposing in size, right? So I thought this was a tougher matchup. Granted, I think I said the T-Wolves in 7, so I'm giving the Warriors their respect too. Did not imagine they would win tonight. I thought the Timberwolves would take care of business. And I especially did not expect the Warriors to win with Steph Curry only giving you 13 minutes. Look, my anticipation with this being a hamstring injury. I mean, I don't know shit. I'm not a doctor. I'm not any of that. I would obviously expect Steph to miss the next game. And I truly expect him to miss game 3. What the series will look like, that'll be a game 4, second game in the Bay. I would expect the T-Wolves to be up 2-1 at that point, and I would expect Steph Curry to come back. Hampered, obviously. Hamstrings are no joke. Calves are no joke. Back injuries are no joke. Those seem to be the 3 really that when I hear those injuries in the playoffs, obviously, not ruling out here like an Achilles or a torn ACL, sprained ankles, those excluding obviously, which are, very serious injuries. I don't like back injuries, calf injuries, hamstring injuries in the playoffs. So I am extremely concerned. I thought this was going to be a fantastic series. Feels like the wind was taken out a little bit with Steph going out. Excuse me. But I do expect Steph to be back, like I said. My guess would be game 4 at home will be the next time we see him. But, I mean, it could be even more of a long-term injury, and that's obviously nobody hopes for that. I do think it's interesting. The scheduling of this series is not favorable. For instance, tonight, Cavs, Pacers, they play Tuesday. They don't play again until Friday. It's one day in between up until game 5, right? I think games 1 through 5, and then games 5, 6, and 7, you'll get more of a break in between if it lends itself to go that far. Then you get 2 days in between if you're the Warriors and the Timberwolves. So that's one reason why I was confident in the Wolves against a fully healthy Warriors team. I mean, Warriors are obviously older, right? So you don't have the confidence, at least I don't have the confidence in them, in their their bodies recovering over a short period of time like that. Now you already got Steph breaking down. It's going to be even tougher for them. So I expect the T-Wolves to bounce back in game 2. I expect them to take control of the series going forward. And I truly hope the Warriors can at least push it to 6 with or without Steph. So we will see how that goes moving forward. Now, moving backwards to the first game of the evening, Pacers Cavaliers. Quick story, quick personal aside here. I had to attend a birthday dinner tonight. Happy birthday to Danny Limlaw. Shouts to you. Happy birthday to my cousin Angela. Happy heavenly birthday to Amanda. Now that's officially May 7th. So love to y'all. Happy birthday. But had a birthday dinner for my friend Danny, who's like family, neither here nor there, whatever. Thought I would make it back in time for this game. By the time we make it out of the restaurant, it's already the 4th quarter of this game. And from what I'm keeping up on, the Cavs are in control of this game most of the way. See, they're up 16 in the first quarter. See, they're up 12 in the second quarter. See, they're up 8 throughout the third quarter and some of the fourth quarter. By the time I am close to my way home, y'all have heard me mention this on occasion that there was this stretch from this particular direction to my house for about 10 minutes where you lose signal. And at this particular moment, and I should have learned my lesson because this shit happened to me with the Bucks and Pacers elimination game. The whole, we can call it the Gary Trent game as it's known now. This exact situation in some shape or form happened to me last week. So I believe the Cavs are up 7 at this point, about 40 seconds left, which is about the same point this happened last week. Again, neither here nor there. Cavs are up 7. Think they're going to the line. And I decide, you know what? I think the Cavs got it. Should be okay. I'm going to book at home. Hopefully I can catch it on the other side. But I think they got it, right? Seems like they got it in control. Mind you, Donovan Mitchell went off for 48. He's doing all he can with no Darius Garland, no Evan Mobley, no RJ Hunt. So Fast forward about 10 minutes. Go to check the score, and I see 120, 119. Like, I think I just peeped it, like, right as Halliburton hit the game-winning three, right? And I see that the Pacers won 120 to 119. And again, I can't stress this enough. Exact situation happened coming from my home, going to the other side of the 10-minute stretch with the Bucks and the Pacers, where Bucks are up 7 with about 40 seconds to go. Looks like they got it in control, and all hell breaks loose. So I cannot comment too much on this game, other than what I saw when I'm, peeping in on this game, checking the scores. Again, I saw maybe total 2.5 minutes game time. Caught maybe the last 3 minutes up until that last 40 seconds. Thought it was good to go. And, we know what happened. So I got to check the highlights. I've obviously seen the game winner. Look, I would say this, and shouts to Keenan, because he's been all over the Pacers. He's been big on them. He's been on them as a sleeper team. Halliburton is playing with much more confidence than he was in the playoffs at this time last year. He is pushing the pace. He is relentless. He is having an effect on the game without having to score the ball, and he's scoring the ball pretty efficiently. Whether that's from downtown, whether that's at the rim. He is controlling the game. He is controlling the pace. He's doing exactly what a point guard is supposed to do. And it's refreshing to see. That being said, these late game heroics, first against the Bucks, now against the Cavs, that's going to take his game to a whole new level. Mind you, like I said earlier with the Cavs, battling injury to 3 of their starting 5, 3 of their top 5. What do you do with that? Now you're down 0-2. You got Donovan Mitchell, who has played his ass off. He hasn't shot well from beyond the arc, but he's played his ass off these first 2 games. Obviously, again, 48 tonight. And I expect them to at least win game 3. I think it'll be 2-1 going into game 4. And then we see what happens. But you got to be worried if you're a Cavs fan. Needless to say, you got to get healthy to have a chance in the series. Otherwise, the Pacers, they'll be able to put pressure on you and just get you out of here. I do have enough respect for the Cavs to think they can push it to 6 games at least. Even without, let's say, even if they get one of their guys back or 2 of their guys back, I think they can get it to 6. We'll obviously see, but I'm very impressed with how the Pacers are conducting themselves. Rick Carlisle is playing a deep rotation each game, but the pace they're playing with, how free they're playing, they seem to be playing with all the confidence in the world. Like, honest to God, they're playing like they're the best offensive team to ever touch Earth. That's how they conduct themselves. It's refreshing to see. You hear a lot of people say, and this is, apt for these 4 games, for these 4 series especially, you hear a lot of people say a playoff series doesn't start until the road team wins, on the opponent's home floor. It's a cliche that I don't particularly love or agree with. I actually think the series does not start until game 3 happens, because you could be down, you'd be up 2-0, you'd be down 0-2, tied 1-1. Either way, we're going to know something about the series coming out of game 3, right? Either the team that's tied is going to take a leg up, go up 2-1, take control of the series. Either the team that's down 0-2 is going to show some fight, come back, and, make it a 2-1 series, give themselves a chance in game 4. Or if you're down 0-2, maybe you're not talented enough to get it to 2-1, or maybe you just don't have the fight to get it to 2-1. So for me, all these in any series, conference finals, quarterfinals, semifinals, NBA finals, the series never starts for me until game 3. And that's whether a home team holds serve at home, whether they lose one, whichever. Game 3 is the official start to the series for me. Now, touching in on Celtics Knicks. This is another game I happened to miss due to work yesterday. Caught the highlights. These I did catch the full highlights of. I actually picked the Celtics in 5. Not sure if I mentioned this, by the way. Cavs Pacers. I had the Cavs in 6. I now feel like that's gun to my head. If the Cavs can get a few of their guys back, I think that's going to be a 7-game series now. So that's my gut. And but back to the Celtics game, I picked the Celtics in 5 over the Knicks. Knicks obviously take game 1. Bizarre fourth quarter, bizarre overtime for the Celtics especially. Look, the Celtics have had the Knicks number all season. Knicks, I mean, you got to love what Jalen Brunson does in the playoffs. Reminds me very much of what IT did once upon a time for the Boston Celtics during his run. But Jalen, man, he's got stones. He's not afraid of anybody. You got Towns playing better than he ever has. He gave you a pretty good game. Nothing great yesterday, obviously. You got Bridges showing up and Nobi showing up. He had a career game yesterday. But that's the thing, though. I feel like the Knicks only have 6 players. Celtics are not only a better team, but a deeper team. And I feel like their size, especially at the guard position, being able to switch off, whether it's Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. You can throw so many people at Jalen Brunson and kind of shut off their point of attack. I feel like the Celtics could really take control there. Celtics were up 20 yesterday, and then this is not an exaggeration. This is not a fake stat. They shoot 20 field goals in the fourth quarter, 19 of those being 3-pointers. That is not a recipe for winning. I don't care what team you're playing against. I don't care how overmatched, to me, the Knicks are against the Celtics. If you're going to bail a team out like that, speaking of which, we'll be talking about bailing out in the next series. But if we're going to bail out the Knicks like that by shooting that many threes, you deserve what you get with the Celtics. That's the type of loss I would expect from the C's in years past. You know, they've always had all the talent in the world, but, you know, we've seen some dumb losses, some dumb games where they allow their opponents to come back in the game. That was textbook. That was pre-championship type of Celtics, typical Celtics loss that we saw last night. So I was very surprised to see that. And again, I had Celtics in 5. I'm leaning towards 6 now. They got me one to change now. I feel like the Knicks are going to get one at home, and the Celtics are really going to have to put up some fight. Whereas if they take care of business yesterday, I think they win games 1 and 2 at home. I expect the Celtics to win tomorrow, obviously. And I would have gave the Knicks game 3, and we would have went from there. But, you know, whether it's game 3 or game 4, I do believe the Knicks get one more. I don't have much to say because I do think the Celtics talent and depth will overwhelm the Knicks, and defense. I feel like the Celtics can be elite defensively. Obviously, they lose Porzingis again to some sort of illness yesterday. I don't think they need Porzingis in this series. But hey, if Bridges and OG, if they're going to play out of their mind in this series, they're going to have more than a puncher's chance. And some would say you could throw out what happened in the regular season anyway. You know, now that you got a 7-game series, now that the Knicks got a leg up and they'll be going home, you know, after tomorrow. If they go home with a split, I mean, that's more than what most were expecting, in my opinion. I know the Knicks look good in round 1 against the Pistons, but to go from the Pistons to the Celtics is more than a step up, to say the least. So, again, if I had to move it a little bit, gun to my head, I would say Celtics at 6. Now, to the series that I'm dying to talk about. Thunder and the Nuggets. The Nuggets steal game 1 in a classic and a wild finish that ends in an Aaron Gordon game-winning 3. I want to discuss, I don't got the exact score in front of me, but I want to discuss Thunder, I believe with about 10 seconds left, make 2 free throws. Right? Excuse me. Thunder inbounding about 12, probably about 13 seconds left. Right? Inbound to SGA. SGA has a wide open turn at the basket. Dunks the ball. Nuggets have Jokic out at this point for defensive purposes. Get Guess the shots are catching up to me. Getting a little. I need some Tums or something. Um, Jokic again. Excuse me. Jokic is out of the game. SGA turns in a situation you normally get fouled. Has a free pass at the rim. Takes it. Dunks it. Nuggets have no timeouts. Jokic's on the bench. Uh, most would say the best player in the world. That's a get out of jail free card if you're the Thunder. That just does not happen. You never get a situation where your best player, who is not fouled out of the game, is just the opponent's best player, excuse me, is on the bench, has no way to get back in. And what do the Thunder do? Not only do they foul, allow Jokic to get back in the game, they foul immediately. I could see if they let 6 to 8 seconds, tick off the clock. They foul immediately. They get Jokic back in the game. The Nuggets predictably make both free throws, right? Now it's a 1-point game. You give up a 3-point advantage with the opposing team. Again, some would say the best player in the world on the bench, best player. You give that up to have a 1-point advantage. And predictably, what happened, right? Nuggets foul Chet Holmgren, young player. He goes to the line, misses both. I would have thought he was going to miss one. He misses both. And then the Nuggets play it out, push the pace. You got Westbrook, who makes a deft play, a smart play. I think a lot of people would have thought Westbrook was going to go 1-on-2 there and try to stick it to his old team. Instead, he makes a great pass, kicks it out to Aaron Gordon, who has turned into him and Westbrook both, by the way, have turned into fantastic spot-up shooters out of nowhere in these playoffs. We saw that from Aaron Gordon probably more so post All-Star break. We saw that more so from Aaron Gordon, where you could tell he was trying to incorporate, spot-up threes more so in his game. Westbrook, he's been doing that all season. Even with the Clippers last year, corner threes, he was pretty good. But, man, he just seems to be shooting the ball with much more confidence, not only from the corner, even from the elbows, even from the wing. Just seems to be ready to shoot when the ball is kicked to him. And he's providing insane energy for him. Him and Christian Braun are like tag team brothers coming off the bench, damn near. I know Christian Brown starts, but Christian Brown, excuse me. But I mean, just the extra hustle plays they give him, extra rebounds, loose balls. I've been very impressed with Christian Brown. Westbrook, obviously, it's a roller coaster with Westbrook. You live by the Westbrook, you die by the Westbrook. We know that. And Michael Porter Jr., and this is why this is such a dangerous loss for me from the OKC Thunder. Michael Porter Jr. gave you nothing. He could very well give you 5 threes, right? He could very well give you 5 threes, 10 rebounds next game. Aaron Gordon's had a fantastic playoff. So, if that's what the Nuggets need, Peyton Watson gave him great minutes yesterday. If the Nuggets get 7 quality players, giving them quality minutes in a game 2 with Jokic doing what Jokic does, 40, 26, ho hum, right? Jokic gives you another game. We saw Murray, who's consistently been, these have been tough matchups for Murray. Clippers, their backcourt, now going against probably the best defensive team in the league, and their backcourt seems to find his way late in games, whether it's getting to the line, whether it's just making open shots. But if Jokic is going to do all that, and all these other guys can do just enough, and you can see, I mean, Shai played a really good fourth quarter yesterday. He was pretty quiet leading up, from what I saw anyway. I don't have the stats in front of me. SGA seemed to have a nice beginning to the fourth quarter, even middle of the fourth quarter. Then you could see the Nuggets really trying to get out of his hands in crunch time, making Jalen Williams shoot, making Chet Holmgren shoot, making Lou Dort shoot. So that's going to be their strategy going forward. And you on the other end, you got Jokic getting you shots, Jamal Murray getting you shots, the occasional Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. wide open 3. You kind of got to like the Nuggets' chances in the series. I actually had the Nuggets in 7. And I think it's still going 7. I think the Thunder win tomorrow. And I think we're going to have a back and forth series. I think it's going to be and continue to be a fantastic series. I mean, we got a fantastic series out of the Nuggets and Clippers. Game 7 notwithstanding. But man, oftentimes especially now with how deep the league is. You get these matchups. I think both the Timberwolves and the Warriors and this Nuggets Thunder series, I think both of them could be conference finals matchups. So the quality of basketball you're going to get, um, along with the Pacers and Cavs, along with the Celtics and Knicks, the quality of basketball you're going to get in these series so far has already been fantastic. We've gotten a lot of great games through these first 2 rounds. Listen, it's late. I'm kind of rambling. Probably not making sense. It is what we got. It's almost 2 a.m. But I really want to get this podcast out. I feel like we've been leaving y'all dry. Again, I'll be back more often with these post-game reactions. Look at that. We got it just under a half hour. So hopefully y'all enjoy this. Hopefully, moving forward, these will be a little more coherent. Bear with me. It's been quite the day. It's been quite the week. It's been quite the last 7 days for me. I feel like I've been all over the map. But this was the Warner Brothas Podcast. This was Kyle Warner. We will be back soon. I will be back soon, whether that's with a guest, whether it's by myself. We will be reacting to these playoffs more frequently. Game 2 for Celtics Knicks tomorrow. Game 2 for Thunder Nuggets tomorrow. Enjoy. Keep supporting us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We will be back. Peace.